This is Daf Yom Yerushalmi Terumos in the article Oz V'Hadashin. We're in Daf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph, the Ad Kedun, which is 7 lines down on the page, and in the Vilna, it's on Tes Amud Aleph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines, and down the page, Ad Kedun is the beginning of the line. And we're still at war, and our learning should be as close for our Tzlacha and Am Yisrael's Yeshua speedily in our time. So that which Rabbi Yechanan said, which you saw yesterday, and we can look back at it today, it's the line before. Kishem she'ein and he tells me atame atar, kach and he tells me atame atame, umoder Rabbi Nechemia b'dmai. So the Rabbi Nechemia concedes with mai, but everything else you should not take mean Tumas Meiser. Tame Nator and not Tame al Hatame, but rather Torah al Hatame. So okay, so the Ad Kedun Shreirelo Miosamin. That makes sense. We have the same in, and we have an option of Torah Tame. So take the from the Torah. Loyal Miosamin. What if he didn't have that mean? At least he didn't have Torah from that mean, right? So what does he do? Let's learn from here. Rabbi Chananya Antutaya, Rabbi Chananya from Anosos, same town from which Yirmiyahu Navi came. Salak im Rabbi Zir l'Chamas Goder. Rabbi Yirmiyahu to the town of Chamas Goder. Zavin is a Kluskin. They bought Kluskin. This appears several times. We've had this. Kluskin are pressed olive cakes, and they were tar. Okay, they were pressed olive cakes, and they were tar. Ba Takna, he wanted to leave some tevel to fix it. Miyom Chavrei. To fix, we want to leave some tevel from today to fix tomorrow, because tomorrow maybe he's going to get tame. So therefore he wants to leave tar in order to fix tomorrow's tame. Amar says, Leis anan tzrichen lemechash lichida. That we don't have to be concerned with the opinion of an individual, meaning Rabbi Nechemia, who says you always have to take from tar and tame. You don't have to. So therefore, you don't have to take Shumas Meiser. You take Shumas Meiser from Tame on Tame. So the Gemara says, Islach lemeimar, Islach lemeimar k'shaylo me'osamin. So the Gemara says he must not have had other tar. There's only tar he had, and because he wanted to save it tomorrow. And nevertheless, if he was chesed to Rabbi Nechemia, he could not have been mafresh from Tamei Tamei. That's what I'm saying. So we see that Rabbi Nechemia, even though it's a day chidus, I'm not sure why we're so concerned with it, but he answers even when you don't have tar, you got to find tar somewhere else. Too bad. I'm not sure. It's extreme circumstances, I guess not. But under regular circumstances, you got to go look. Okay. So the Gemara continues. Be'emes amru ha'igol v'chulei. This is a header in the Art Scroll. I don't know if it's also in the Vilna. Just says Be'emes. Halacha Moshe Misinai. So Art Scroll has amru eagle in brackets, and it's in the Kavanaki as well. So our mission had said that an eagle so eagle showed vela, a pressed fig cake. Since fig juice is not mechaber, so you can take from the Torah part on the Tomei part. So when it says Amrilaz Komakom Shoninu Be'emes Halach LaMoshe Misinai. Every time it says Be'emes Amru, it is Halach LaMoshe Misinai. Now this lav dafka. There are many exceptions to the rules. So the Varshim say that it's clear as if it's Halach LaMoshe Misinai, because and here in fact what we're talking about is the Rabbanans, right? truma from Torah and Tamei, or it's part of Tamei and Tamei, from Tamei and Tamei. So since there are abundance that, and for the benefit of the Kohen, so obviously it can't be Alach Moshe Sinai mamish, but it means it's mechuvar, it's clear as if it's Alach Moshe Sinai. So the Gemara asks, "Ve'ein sovel yicholik v'asosim kishnayim," and if you take, so the question is, the Mishnah said if you have two igulim, you can't take from Torah in one igul and Tamei in the other igul. It's Shlomi Namukov. So, because the difference between Torah and Tamei. So, one is asking, if I take the truma off, which I normally do before designating it, it's already a second eagle. How can I make a truma from this tar on this remainder, which is Tamei? It's two igulim. Two igulim. Can't do Torah and Tamei. So, my answer is, you're right. You have to designate it as truma when they're all still connected. Then, which you don't normally do, you designate truma and they're all still connected, then you take off, and presumably you identify the individual figs. Then you take off those figs, and they're the truma. So first and only afterwards separate them. Okay, the Mishnah goes on next. It's kind of good shel yerek. The we take from the Torah and Tamei. Masnisa, our Mishnah is talking about shenit meisvod aguda. It's Tamei when it's still a bundle. Avnit meis kolachin, well, when it's already a bundle, really. But the stalks became Tamei. V'agdan, you put them together, lobada. You can't take from the Torah. Don't take from the Torah and Tamei. That's not after the fact. You can't take from the Torah and Tamei. So Gemara asks again, okay, it became Tamei when it's already an aguda. But isn't going to be divided up when you take off the piece for Truma? So it's two agudas. How can you do it? And they give it the shame Truma when they're still in one aguda. Eged shitma v'yitir egdo mau. You have a part of the egg became Tamei. And then you untied it and tied it back together again. Became tummy when they were tied, and then became untied, but you tie them up again. So it's like go back to the beginning, to its original state, and therefore you can take mina Torah and a tummy, or as go back. So now it's saying no, it's panim chadashos this new aguda, and therefore you can't take from the Torah and the tummy. And this Gemara doesn't resolve the question; just leaves it standing. It says, "At least the eagle lois aguda." Why need both cases? Both the eagle shel and aguda of aguda shel yeah. Why need both cases? At least the eagle lois aguda. So either eagle not aguda. At least aguda lois let's say eagle not aguda, and even if you want to say at least the aguda lois rainbow, you don't have to say the next case of a pile. So the Ilutin and eagle, Lotin and Aguda. Gemara says, if it would have just said eagle, that case, and not the case of Aguda, I would say eagle shekulu go echad. Eagle is all compacted together. It's one unit. So therefore, Torah you can take truma from the Torah and the Tamei. Aguda shenkulu guf echad, but Aguda where the different sticks, different vegetables, they're just tied together. It's not intrinsically one unit. They're stuff bundled together, many little things. So I might say you can't take truma from Torah Tamei because it's like Yerushalmi Terumos because it's not pressed together. They're separate stalks in a bundle. So you have to tell me aguda as well. If you think aguda, if you tell me aguda, not a rema, a bundle, not a pile. I'm going to say aguda shkula fisa achas, aguda where you can grab it all at once. It's the whole point of a bundle, to grab it all at once. Torah, you can take truma in that Torah Tamei. A rema shenkul fisa achas, a pile, you can't take it all at once. It's a pile. It's probably small things. Ain't a term. I would say you can't take truma mineu bay from Torah Tamei. Have a tzurchem, so every time you can. Have a tzurchem is the eagle. Had to tell us about the eagle. Tzurchem is the aguda. Had to tell us about the aguda. Tzurchem is the arema, and had to tell us about the arema as well. Okay, so it says when we came in the dina, you stay eagle, stay aguda, stay aremos. Same principle. Since it says how you stay eagle, stay aguda, stay aremos chulei. Since it says that that you can't take from the to one equal another, one agun another, one arem another, Torah and Tomei. Why do we need the statement Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yanai, v'nechshav lachem chumaschem kedogon min hagoren? Where he says that in a goren you can't be mafresh on a rema Torah and a rema Tmeah, it's our Mishnah. So it's interesting because we're asking, why do we need a smachta? Well, yeah, can you really ask such a question? It's a smachta. What's the difference? So I'm not sure. I don't really have an answer for that. Right? Evidently he felt the Gemara feels that it's easy enough to remember something by the Mishnah. Now you don't need a smachta. I don't know. Not sure. So, but in any event, the Gemara does ask a question: why do you need a pasuk? He's like, we even got to the smachta because don't need the rabbanon. Still, why do you need the pasuk? Amar Rabbi Chir said, "Barema shel kishum idluin he must nisa." Our Mishnah is talking about where one pile is squash and the other pile is pumpkin. Okay, now both of them have truma d'rabbanan, so it's a double d'rabbanan issue here. So I might say it's mutter to be mafresh from the tamei and the tamei, or no. That's how he's. That's the way the Kavanok is learning. I might say that it's mutter to take from the tamei and the tamei, but by Chumas Dogan the Raisa, you have to take from the Torah specifically, even if from another Arema. I wonder if it works the other way around. I might say that I think it would work the other way around also. That our Mishnah is talking about Kishun and Udluin. I might say specifically there, you can't take from one on the other because they're two different meanings, even though they're similar. I might say that you could because they're similar meaning, and therefore it has to tell me that you can't do that. You have to take, you can't take a Torah even from Kishuin, Dluim, or Dluim, Kishuin, and but maybe by Dagon you can. And therefore Rabbi Yochanan says, no, you can't. You can't take two aremas of grain either. But the way it's possible to learn that way, I think. But the way the way the Kavanok is learning it is the question is the opposite way. The Gemara's answer is the opposite way. Gemara says, I might thought for Gluin on Kishuin, you don't take from the Torah on Tomei, because from Tomei on Tomei. I'm sorry, you can't take from Tomei on Tomei. But I might, by Chuma's dog in the rice, I might specifically say you take from Torah and Tomei, even if it's two piles. Kamashalon, that no, you don't take from Torah and Tomei, even though it's two piles. Well, because it's two piles, you don't take from Torah and Tomei. Okay, so it turns out there are a lot of that's the Kavanaki's comment, Mahalach, and you can learn the other way as well. And it seems that there are many ways of learning this statement here. The art scroll brings down about 4 of them, I think. The Shaitar is Eretz Yisrael, which I think is like one of the Pshatim Rash Sibilio says. Since it says in Mishnah, Shnei Gulim, Shtei Agudos, Shtei Aremos, Mat Tzurcha, why do I need it? Well, and the question is, came much the din the way he said there. Came the Shnei Gulim, Shtei Agudos, Shtei Aremos, Mat Tzurcha. Why do I need the last case of Shtei Aremos? So, and that Rechibra Ada answers, and he leaves out the Rabbi Yochanan part. Mario Moshe Rabbi Yanai. At this point, he says that in other words, we have one arema, which is both kishun and luim, and part of them are part of tamei. The mafresh on the Torah and the tamei, even though kishun and luim are each very different from each other, since since you're allowed to take in this scenario from Torah and Tomei, I might say also in Tuah Ramos, you're allowed to take from Torah and Tomei. They would say, no, you can't take from Tuah Ramos. Yeah, I don't like that shot. It's too convoluted. I like what the Art Scroll says here. Art Scroll says that the question like this. Since there's two igulim shel tvela, two agulas sherkin, two aremos shel tvua, and one Torah, one Tame, why you shouldn't take one or the other? Why is it necessary to say at the beginning of the Mishnah that you don't not Torah me, not Torah not Tame? Okay, so asking on the back, it seems redundant. Since the way it says two aremos, so why do you have to say begin Mishnah Torah Shuman Torah? Now, not ask Rabbi Yochanan. We're using Rabbi Yochanan to remind us of the first halacha. Demar Rabbi Yochanan b'shem Rabbi Yanai nechshav lem chumaschem kedar, which tells us that you have to that you can't do from tar on tamei. So if that's the case, why do I need all these cases in the Mishnah? So and really the question is, even going to the question could be asked the reverse, right? Since I get in the Mishnah, why do I have to need the end of the Mishnah? And the Mishnah, why I need to begin the Mishnah? And what answers the Tana tells us this again in order to teach us that the halacha which we have, that in one arema, which is part of his Tameh, part of his Torah, they take Truma from the Torah on the Tameh, that was only stated on a arema of grain. Now it's starting to arema of grain. Sorry. It was even stated on a arema of Kishun and Zluin. So the arema in the Mishnah is a arema of Kishun and Zluin. And the chiddush is that even though the Kishun and Zluin are very big, and you can tell the difference between them, right? So therefore, you should say they're all like many different aremos. Even if it's in one arema, it should be like many different aremos, and therefore you should be a take from one on the others, from the Torah and the Tameh. So it's going to tell us, no, only if it's two aremos, mamish two aremos, you can't take from the Torah and Tameh. If it's one arema, even if they're big pieces, it's still not. It's still okay. You could take from the Torah on the Tameh, which is very similar to what we said before. I might say a good is different. etc. So we're saying, so each one has its own chiddush, and here the arema is its own chiddush. So grain, we would know that one arema, of course, you can take, and two aremas not. The chiddush is that in the Shu and Luin was it was only two aremas which are a problem. One arema was not a problem despite their size. Okay, that's it's not the most glatt way of learning the Mishnah either, because we're bringing Kishu and Luim out of nowhere. And there are a bunch of other Perushim here, but we've done enough options for today. And that's the end of the blot, so we'll stop here.